Hi there, and welcome to the Call to Cinema. Heather William Heather Can. Before I start the video, and we are going to be looking at tonight the all the Severin announcements, including all the Black Friday announcements. All 7 of them have been announced, as well as looking at some of the announcements for 2022. Normally, I come on here and eventually I'll do the like, share, subscribe type of thing. I'll mention the links down below. Hey there, Darren. Hey, say John. So before I start any of that, I'm gonna be bluntly honest. This weekend, I have been taking care of my cat, Scaredy, who is extremely sick, and we are probably gonna have to take him to the doctor. So that's unfortunately what the weekend's been. If anybody wants to donate, there's the donation link down below. It's not going for the channel. It's not going for movies. It's going directly for Scaredy. All right. With that being said, let us start this video. Hey there, John, Curie, Eddie, Vince, dear Noi guys. We are going to look at them. I'm going to try and do them in the order that they were announced. Master Chaos did an incredible video, which I got to see a bit of, but didn't get to see all of it yet, earlier on today, talking about these announcements because he was there. I unfortunately, I'm much farther away, so I could not go to see that. But we got a few things to chat about, and I actually have a couple of titles here because some of the titles were released before by Code Red. There's some very interesting stuff that's coming out, and not only that, there's some interesting stuff coming out next year because they released the sizzle reel, and thanks to places they're out like YouTube and Facebook, people are able to go and decipher a lot of the stuff that's coming out. We pretty much got like a certainty that we're getting, we will be getting. It's rough, Darren. It really is. Hopefully your dog's okay. But yeah, about 3 weeks ago, he started like the wheeze, like he wanted to like take a hairball. So we thought maybe there's a hairball that was just kind of hard to get out. Unfortunately, the wheezing increased over the last couple of weeks to kind of like twitching and stuff, and now we're keeping an eye on him and seeing how that goes from there. I went to the vet on on Saturday, see if there's anything that we could do. Unfortunately, I can't afford to get the vet until later next week, but we're going to go in and try and talk to them and see if we can actually get in a bit early. Because one of our vets, we have 2 vets here in our area, and one of them said that they could not take anyone in until January unless it was a complete emergency. And anybody that has pets know what a complete emergency means. That means you pay a lot of extra money to get the pet in at that point. All right, so you guys didn't come here to hear about my pet stuff, so you came here to talk about well, my cat is 17. I don't think at this point, I think it's going to be, we're not sure. We lost a cat earlier on this year, Bruno, and we got 2 kitties left. And I can tell you that Mr. Hubert, his brother, is a bit worried. But let's dive into the world of Severin films and get my mind off this stuff, and we'll talk about what's going on with the company. So I want to make sure I got them up here in the right order because we knew that we were going to get some Diodato. That was a given. Since the book was coming out, we knew that we were going to get some Diodato films. Hey there, Johnny. Welcome, man. I know how you feel. Every time, man. Every time. That's what it does. But imagine your time without them. There's the thing. What we're going to do is we're going to look at all the films that were announced. I'm going to try and do them in order of when they were announced. I do apologize. Some of them will be out of order. I'll give you my thoughts on each of the films. I'll tell you which ones I think are definite pickups, which ones that you could probably wait on. And we'll talk a bit about exactly how that's going to be done. So let's, as you can see right here, the very first announcement was Rogerio Deodato's 2016 film, Ballad and Blood. I don't even know if I've seen this film, to be bluntly honest with you. I know this was his last film. In 2016, I actually did not know Diodato was still making movies in 2016. So that was a bit of a surprise. And looking in here for the uh, well, maybe those people don't know Diodato stuff. So we got like Rebecca DeMeo, Roger Garth, Ernesto Mayhew. So this is not exactly what I was hoping for when it came to Ruggero Deodato. Now, 2016 Deodato is not exactly what we look for here. What we normally look for is like stuff like Body Count, the Washing Machine, that style stuff. This for me, if this comes with the book and the other film, that's the Deodato film that we're going to talk about in a bit, then yes, sure. But I got to say, guys, it's not something that I'm going to give a big like thumbs up to myself. It's now that being said again, I don't remember this film. I don't even know if I've seen this film, but from what I've seen about it, it's if you're a gore fan, it's may kind of please you for there, and I'm okay with modern. I guess Ice is just this type of modern. I'm not so, let's just say, it didn't go off to like a gigantically wonderful start for me personally. Now that's me. I will probably get this movie down the road because I do like Deodato, except for, and this isn't in the animal cruelty year, so that's always a plus there. But I was hoping. I think me and a lot of people are hoping for Body Count. We're hoping for Washing Machine. We're hoping for stuff that we hadn't seen before. This does fit the bill of stuff we haven't seen before. It hasn't been put out, but if you never go by IMDb reviews, because that could be your favorite movie down the road. Now, with that being said, let's go into one that looks a bit more interesting and one I do know a bit more about because I have seen this movie several times, and it is The Bloody Pit of Horror with Mickey Hargitay. So Mickey Hargitay is, of course, the husband of the late Jane Mansfield. He was her ex-husband, and of course, he is the father of Mariska Hargitay from Law and Order SVU. Now, this is a fun title. I have seen this movie a few times. It's one I've always really enjoyed. He's got the torture outfit on, the kind of the crimson torture outfit. Good for us Crimson Cult people there. It's cool. This is fun. This is one that I would recommend. It's I would rather they did like a kind of a knockoff NECA figure of Mickey Hargitay than like the Bigfoot that they did. We'll get into the Bigfoot one later because this is cool. This is cheesy and fun. A lot of really attractive girls in this one. No nudity as far as I remember, unless there's an uncut version I haven't seen. But you're not going there just for that. You're going there hopefully to watch the film. And this here is a fun little film. It's the first one that I can say I can give pretty a strong recommendation to when it comes to these titles. There's one here that I'm very iffy on, and we haven't got to it yet, but we'll get to it soon. The Halfway House. Again, here's one that I do not know. Do you know what I do know though? I know that I love Mare Warnoff in films. I think she's incredible. And this is an Intervision title. This one is going to be one of the straight to the video titles. I'm not sure if this is getting a Blu-ray or just a DVD. I like my Intervision on DVD when I possibly can, but I have bought a couple Intervision Blu-rays as well. But Intervision title where it is a straight on video, shot on video type stuff, there is sort of a throwback, kind of really nice nostalgic feel to getting Intervision on DVD and you're getting your Severin on Blu-ray. So I'm kind of hoping this comes DVD only, but it may get a Blu-ray as well. Has anybody saw this one? It interested me from what I saw. It looked like a fun film. See, this to me, like John, is much more interesting than Frank and His Pals. I like passing on Frank and His Pals without even blinking. But Mary Warnoff in a film, hell yeah. Just sexy television. Actually, she was. But yeah, this is one that I definitely We'll be going through all these again. I'm just going to do a quick overview first before we go deeper into these, by the way, guys. And we've talked about this one on my channel quite a bit, if you've been following my channel for a while. And this is Black Candles. Now, for those that know, I am a fan, of course, of Jose Larraz, and this here is a Jose Larraz film. A lot of people either you haven't been picking up on the fact, or they just really haven't been talking about the fact that this is another of the Jose Larraz titles. So Jose Ramon Larraz is a filmmaker that has been prolific in a lot of his stuff coming out recently, especially from Arrow Video. You've seen a lot of Larraz stuff coming from Arrow Video, whether it be like box sets or like single releases. But there's been a lot of Arrow stuff that have been put out. A lot of Arrow Larraz stuff that's been put out. But this is definitely a different one for Larraz. A strange title. But it's a fun one, and this one I do own. I do own this title. I have watched this film several times. Now, this one does have a lot of nudity and sex within the film. That's something to know, kind of right away. I'm kind of wondering, like Ice, if Severin's not working with Code Red a bit right now. Because my copy of this here, this is not, as far as I know, this one hasn't been released by Arrow, but this has been released by Code Red. As well, one of the last films that we're going to talk about here out of these 7 titles. Black Candles is a bit insane, a bit crazy, and a lot of fun. I would recommend Black Candles if you're a Jose Larraz fan. If you like your sleazy horror, then this is there. If you like your satanic horror stuff and you like it kind of bit on the slightly sleazier side, then oh man, are you going to have fun? You're going to have a lot of fun with this release. Have a fun, not just fun. Have a fun. But no, it's got a gorgeous cover too, because you can tell. But it is like basically it's this woman that with her husband, they go up to this house, this castle, and she kind of starts to be gaslit. There's like a satanic cult, and lots of sex and nudity, and lots more sex and nudity. But it's a fun title. All right, let's get to the elephant in the room. This is an Indonesian film. I think maybe years ago Redemption might have released it, Carrie. But I know it's been released more recently from Code Red. Actually, I'll show you my copy after this here. I actually brought my copy of 2 of the films that have been released. So this is an Indonesian film by the guy that did Satan's Slaves, called The Forbidden Door, I think. And I'll be honest with you. No interest. Like zilch, 0 interest with this title right here. I read a little bit. Looked at a part of a trailer. Well, not trailer, kind of scene. But anybody interested in this one? It's kind of the everyone's got to have a bit of a lame duck, right? Like last thing, Vinegar Syndrome when they put out the Cardona box set. Like everyone's going to have a lame duck during the sale. I think this is the lame duck of the sale. It just doesn't interest me. Now I could be wrong. This may be a fantastic film, but just doesn't interest me. Doesn't excite me. But let's get to the next one, because the next one is one that my good friend Master Chaos, I was extremely excited for. I'm pretty sure he is. I haven't got to that part of his video, but this is one I see Master Chaos liking. He likes the monster films. So this is a Bigfoot film, a Sasquatch film. I would hope they would be like title upgrades, Regman. Because the releases that I got here, I'm not quite sure what year. I'm trying to see what year they came out. Doesn't say here. But one of the films has been released a couple times. The Other Night, the Demon. Yeah, it is. It's like it's a werewolf. It's a pretty much a Bigfoot film. There's actually going to be a novelization of this one that's put out. So, as always, remember this is not novelization that's taken from like the 70s or 80s. What's a good Bigfoot film? Shriek the Mutilator. It isn't. It isn't. You'd have to see it to like really understand what I mean. But Vinegar Cinema are putting out, I think, Shriek the Mutilator next year, and I definitely recommend that because that's going to be a lot of fun. So this one is a fun one, actually. If you like Bigfoot movies, this is definitely one of the more fun, gory Bigfoot films. This is the one where the guy gets his, you know what, ripped off. Yes, you're right on that. So, Johnny, that's the one. Actually, I think that doesn't the figurine have like the Bigfoot like holding that in his hand or something like that? I like the novelization that was done for Cruel Jaws. Uh, so I'll definitely like be interested in seeing the now reading the novelization for this as well. For those that don't know, I love to read. I'm a voracious reader, so anytime I can find books like movie novelizations. No. That's the Night the Demon released by Indicator is like a classic, like 60s film. It's a much better, also called Curse of the Demon, by the way, Regman. This is a good fun film. The other films is like is a literal classic. This isn't that. This is the cult classic, which is very different. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be novelization. It's going to be figurine with it. It's probably going to have its own bundle as well. Diodato. Now I know what you're thinking. There's a Diodato book and there's a Diodato film, Ballad and Blood. Can that really give us a Diodato bundle? Not on its own, but the last announcement of the night makes for Diodato bundle. And here we have the House on the Edge of the Park. my dad's favorite film is Night of the Hunter with Robert Mitchum. So, House on the Edge of the Park, of course, stars the late great David Hess. This is where he met his wife at. Actually, she plays his first victim at the beginning of the film. I think it's pre-opening. It's got a couple releases. The Code Red release actually isn't bad, John. I had this on Shriek Show, which was a okay release, fairly mediocre. Then I got it upgraded to Code Red, and then Code Red put a double feature with it and another film together. So this is its fourth release. So they're really going to have to like pile on some stuff here to get me to buy it again, because even the Code Red release had interview with David Hess and John Mogren and Carolyn Murdoch, and on-camera interview with Gregorio Diodato, Steel Gallery. So, tons. Oh yeah, the music's fantastic because Rizzo Ortolini, and Rizzo Ortolini did the soundtrack. Rizzo Ortolini is a fantastic composer. Whenever you see that name, you know you're going to be getting some quality stuff. And when it comes to this film as well, David Hess himself was a musician. He was actually a pretty Renaissance man. He could like paint, he could write, he could play music. He was a damn good actor. Unfortunately, he was so good at doing this tough, rough type of role that he got sort of like he got put in this box, basically. Yellow City is, yeah, there you go. But this is an exciting announcement. Now, does it one of the things I got asked a couple times, like last night, actually late last night, And this morning is, how does this, go against like the Vinegar Syndrome one? And I don't really like to compare like which one is better, because it's all subjective on which film you're most excited for. Um, I'll be honest though, these we got some solid titles here. We got some really good titles here. I do think that at this point, even without the announcements being made, with the secret titles being made, and with the VSA triple feature, yeah, Vinegar Syndrome's on the like Severin did better in the halfway to Black Friday sale, and I think that Vinegar Syndrome is doing better in the Black Friday sale. Now that being said, that means for releases that are coming out during the sale. As for get releases that I want to buy, like backup releases, I would say that Severin has more catalog titles that I want that'll be on sale. Do these have release schedule? Yeah, these are all the Black Friday titles, Ragman. So these are going to be coming out for their Black Friday sale. We'll be looking at some other titles as well, and we will go back over these in a minute just to get your guys' thoughts on each of these titles. Here, let me know what you guys think, and we'll talk about each one in a little bit more depth. And I also will look into the 2022 releases that got announced as well. Because these do have release schedule, unlike the 2022 ones, which we don't know when they're coming out. But there's some different stuff coming in 2022. There is a director-centric box set that we know. There is a Black Emmanuel box set. We already knew that was coming out, but more confirmed. There's some different stuff. What's often called Demons 3, the Ogre, is coming up from Vinegar Syndrome. That's one that we'll look at and talk about as well. I'm pretty sure that the Vinegar Syndrome is a Cat 3. Like, that's definitely going to be a Cat 3, man. And it's probably going to be the one that I don't want it to be. But that's okay, man. For the people that like it, fantastic. For me, not so much. But yeah, if there's any like one here, any other couple here that I find exciting, the big picks for me are Bloody Pit of Horror, The Halfway House, um, House on the Edge of the Park, and Night the Demon. So those four would be the kind of the big ones. Now, before I go in and look at them anymore, what I want to do is show you the previous releases that were put out from Code Red, and then we're going to go back in, look at the new stuff coming out, and we're going to look at the other stuff as well. So this is Black Candles. This is a Code Red edition of Black Candles, and it is number 69 in the. I think it's Rue de Raymore for sure, like Ragman. That's what we're going to get, Rue de Raymore for the catalog box set. It's got a fantastic cover, wonderful artwork on here. I can't show you the back of it because the back of it is like filled, much like the film, the back of it is filled with nudity. But this is number 69 in the Code Red collection, and this is number 13. So this is a much earlier one, and this here is the House on the Edge of the Park, and this is probably the kind of cover we're going to get for the House on the Edge of the Park. It's a classic cover. everybody knows this one when you think of this film. This is a really, really good film. The ending to this film is excellent. There's a great twist ending on the House at the Edge of the Park, and I definitely recommend this one here. If you like Gregorio Diodato, of course. Ballad and Blood is one that if it's priced reasonably and I have money at the time, the Gregorio Diodato ones with the book, again, if they're available in Canada, like, please don't make the same mistake you made during the last sale, like Severin, because you made that mistake. with the book. And what happened? What happened is you're selling the book now on the website all over North America without absorbing its shipping fees. So there you go. So do it right away. Hey there, Ryan. Welcome, man. So House on the Edge of the Park is it. This is definitely one. Black Candle. So we got two big directors here. We got a film here by Jose Larraz, and we got a film here by Ruggero Deodato. And of course, there's Ballads in Blood from them as well. And of course, there will be the Night of the Demon. Now, do I plan on getting the bundle for Night of the Demon? Only if it's really cheap. I don't care about the figure per se. Like that really kind of man that. I'm more interested in the book than anything else when it comes to that. That's my thoughts on it. Now we're going to go over all of them again in a second. We're going to look at the 2022 releases as well. Those are things that I want to kind of chat with you guys about and get your opinions on to see what you all think. So before I go any further, though, when I go back there, what I want to do, I want to go through all these again, and I want you to tell me in the comment section if, when I go to a title, if this is a title you're planning on picking up for Black Friday. I gave you my 4 recommendations. Yeah, there's a double feature put out, man. That's the one I'm talking about. Like, it's only tiny merchandise, really, Darren. So I don't have a problem with that. But it's the hold on a sec. This is the novelization of Cruel Jaws that he put out last year. And as you can see, it's definitely a high quality novelization. And it's being written by the same guy. So the Night of the Demon is being written by Brad Carter as well. So they've co-opted him to basically do a new novelization for Night of the Demon. So as always, he'll put extra stuff in there as well. Do we know? Oh yeah, we do know. Don't go in the house is going to be a cooler release if you're, especially from the Video Nasty stuff. But this was a great thing. Probably this is one of my favorite like bonus things that came out that year. Yeah, I don't think that we're going to see any Cruel Jaws come back unless you end up going to a convention and you happen to have some copies there. So or they manage to sneak some out during a sale. But I think that one's pretty much gone right now. So here, let's see if I can. I'm going to try to read you the first couple lines of Cruel Jaws, the novelization. Maybe it'll whet your appetite for Night of the Demon. It was Thursday night, which meant Ramon would normally be sitting on his couch, beer in hand, watching the wrestling matches on TV. Maybe later, if the beer hadn't killed the urge, he would take a spin through the... Oh, okay, and I can't read any more of that. But, yeah. You're going to want to check his novelization of... Because if you think it's graphic... It's going to get way more graphic. Yeah, I picked it up when it had the bundle that had the special slipcover on it. So let's go through all these releases here. I'm going to take myself completely off screen. And I want to ask you guys your thoughts on each of these releases. Please let me know. Let everybody know ones you got, ones you don't want, ones you do want. Novelizations are a fantastic thing to collect. I used to have a lot of them at one point. No, I don't actually. I probably lost a lot of novelizations when I was moving from Corner Brook to Ottawa, and then when I came back, I didn't have any of that stuff. I got a few. I had a viewer actually send me the original Friday the 13th novelization, which so happy to have that. I've read that like 3 or 4 times, and I used to have the one for Halloween and Halloween 2, and had the novelizations for the Howling films like 1, 2, and 3. But they were already they were novels before they became films. But novelizations are fantastic things to collect. There's a really good book actually that I would recommend, and if I remember the name of it, Ryan, I'll actually let you know. But let's take me off the screen. You want to see my face. What you want to see are the movies. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive into all these 7 here. Then we're going to go into the 2022 stuff. I have not forgot that. Those are all going in. So first up, we got Ruggero Deodato's Ballad in Blood. It's a 2016, probably one of the newer films. Looks like a bit of a gore fest here. I do like a lot of Diodato stuff, but I don't like everything. And more, it's one of the newer. I do have the toilet cover. I do, yeah. It came with the with the thing. I do the Star Rebecca de Mayo one. She's gorgeous, but she remind. I'm not sure where I know her from, or if I know her from something else. Um, doesn't looks like there hasn't been a lot that she's done so far. Hopefully, she's still around. She's okay. Um, but apparently, she's a presenter, a model, and a showgirl. Cool, Charles. Hey, this is welcome, man. Charles Mega Shark crossover. Do you have that Smash the Cast? Oh. um, but this is definitely one to. This is one to look at. But I'm not sold on it. Is anybody sold on this one? To me, this is if there's a good price on a Diodato set that comes with the book and House on the Edge of the Park. That's or they give a really good like everything bundle, like a really great price for everything bundle, maybe. And then I'd probably be selling off uh, the uh, the Forbidden Doorway as far because that one doesn't interest me at all. But anybody here is this like a solid for anybody? Is there anybody here where Ballad and Blood is like a solid? They really want it film. I would really like to know from somebody that has kind of a more of a stronger opinion on it. It's odd. I mean, like, and we gotta try not to, I guess, not to let our, not to be swayed by the fact that it only came out 5 years ago. But like, good on them for bringing in a movie that, as far as I know, I don't think has gotten a good release ever. So good on them for that. But there are other films like that would probably be a bit more, as Ron used the word, compelling. I think that a a body count or even the washing machine would have excited people a bit more. There's not much on this list here, to be honest with you, that hits the level of a trauma, for instance, or even William Malone's Creatures. Not, and probably I say Night of the Demons is comparable when it comes to that. But then we get to Bloody Pit of Horror. This is a really fun one. um, this one does interest me. I don't know though if it's one I would pick up immediately, unless it came with something else. Now, is it a good film? Is it worth picking up? Oh yeah, so it is a fun film. There's a lot of fun to Bloody Pit of Horror, and my dad knows this one like really well. I'm pretty sure the first time I watched this movie was either with my dad or because of my dad. John got it as a solid buy right there. Thanks for letting me know that, John. I actually really appreciate that. Um, it's a really fun film, great cast. Definitely like one of those mystery science theory, riff tracksy type of films. And don't let that like sway you from being something that you check out. The hell? Are you talking about Cody and Santa Claus? Yes, you should buy that for 100% for sure. That's a Vinegar Cinnamon. Yeah, I remember this had like this bad like release. Where's it at? See this one here? This was what was put out, I think, by like a Classic Flicks or maybe a Astro Video or something like that. This is, you've probably seen like this movie before somewhere, but you've probably seen it in like crappy quality. Diodato. Help more so than this one actually. Sorry, Carrie. I totally lost track there for a sec. More so than Ballad and Blood, but that's just my thoughts on it. But yeah, I do. This is a fun title. If the quality's like, look at this here. Who doesn't want this? And why the heck did they not do a figure of this? It's cute that they're doing like a Bigfoot figure, but I want a Mickey Haggerty in red torture, uh, with his shirtless red torture garb figure. That's like money to me, baby. That's money. That is so cool. I just love the picture. But yeah, exactly. There's action figure included to be much by. Franco was kind of obsessed with the writings of Assad quite a bit. He actually did a lot of work on this Assad stuff, Ice, and that's a good way to everyone to read into the Assad stuff. I guess Franco, in a weird, it's an odd way. It's kind of like a gateway to that. Now we get to the third, and we get to the. It is kind of his defining. Well, this one and what was the name of it? The Tony Randall film they did with Dean Mansfield. It wasn't big part of it. Was Success About Rock Hunter, which a great, it's great film, great play too, by the way. And Mickey Haggerty has a role in that with his wife at the time. But yeah, this one here, to me at least, this is an interesting title. Is anybody picking up this one from Intervision? I picked up the Gunman one. I still haven't got a chance to watch that. I really want to watch that movie, actually. So I could watch this sometime soon. Writer Kenneth J. Hall and H.P. Lovecraft inspiration. I do not think anybody's going to put that Zorro film in the near future. Although I did like it back then. It'd be a bit problematic to do it now. Probably because most Intervision titles are kind of like shot on video, like straight to VHS, straight to DVD type of stuff. Usually, that's what makes it like an Intervision title. So this is by Kenneth J. Hall. What do I know Kenneth J. Hall's work from? I know there's someone that I've had some of his films before. So he has done. Let's go to him as a director. See what he's directed. Linnea Quigley's Workout. Horror. That's where I know him from. He did Linnea Quigley's Horror Workout. And Evil Spawn. Dude, he directed Evil Spawn. Evil Spawn rocks. So it was back in the day. So yeah, that actually just got a bit more interest from me right there. Because I was a big fan of Evil Spawn. Now, Black Candles, if I didn't own this one, this would be an immediate buy. I love Jose Larraz's work, even the later stuff. And this isn't the later stuff. This is kind of the earlier stuff. It's but definitely one that I enjoyed back. This is not for everybody. It is ultra sleazy, like 100%. I'm not going to tell you that it's not. It is. There's a ton of nudity. It makes sense in a dream type way, the same way that a phantasm or something would make sense. For me, this is. Me and John, I think, are on the same page with a lot of these titles here. So this would be a buy for me, especially because it's Jose Larraz. If you liked Jose Larraz's work, if you liked vampires, if you liked some of his earlier stuff, if you're a fan of even some stuff like Deadly Manor or that era of stuff, then you're probably going to want to buy this. If you like the kind of the cooler, sleazier, like this is not a giallo, but in like sleazier giallo type stuff, you will like that type of stuff. This is still going to be a buy for you. If you're a fan of the more gothic stuff, the satanic stuff, it's still probably going to be a buy for you. If you don't like a movie that has a ton of nudity and some crazy whacked out things and some kind of dream logic, then they may kind of hold you back on whether you want to pick it up or not. Like Blood. So I think, if you're a Jose Larraz fan overall, Darren, I think it's a fairly safe bet to check this one out. Just know that you're going in with the Jose Larraz with the new Diva Tinto brass. So there you go. And here's, again, this one. Is anybody interested in this one here? Because I ain't. It just looks. It's not. Doesn't seem fun for me. What Joko and Wow, right? Exactly, John. I did not get to see the Mastercast review of it. Did he review it? Oh, they did those mini reviews, right? We don't always agree. Me and Master Chaos, we sometimes disagree when it comes to films, but it's pretty odd when we agree on something like this, though. So that's a telling sign for the film, in my opinion. If we both are in agreement of it, I don't know if I give it 0 stars, but I don't think I. Maybe yes, I think this is a sale pickup if you want to, if you're interested. But when I don't mean a sale is in this sale, because this sale is full price. It's in a when this becomes half off type thing. But then again, it's been I don't remember this film very well, and I don't know if I've seen the whole thing. So that's the truth of the matter. But what I've seen of it does not interest me. Hey there, Dungeon. Welcome, man. Does not interest me in the slightest. Now we get to Night of the Demon, and we got started this one here. Any actors that we know, or got Eugene Dow? Oh, Rena Lee is in this one. Haven't seen this in God, it's been a long time since I've seen this one. This isn't okay for me. I mean, it's a fun title. I'm not as excited as Master Chaos is. Like he's a real big monster movie fan. That's kind of one of his things. Like especially like regional horror monster films, stuff like that. He really, he loves those. But this is this is one of the video nasties, right? I'm pretty sure it is. Either it was one of the video nasties or it's a section 2 or section 3 on the video nasty section. I'm not sure where it's listed, but I'm pretty sure it was one of the video nasties, or at least it's like section us into but yeah, this will be a fun watch. Didn't Psycho Puppet. Well, I think it will get some love actually. This will be a good fun watch. Like it's Hey there, Fry. Welcome, man. But yeah, I think this is gonna be one that's gonna excite a lot of people. Um, because a lot of people, like myself included, are collecting the video nasties, and a lot of us are want to get all the video nasties. There's some that I'll never watch over again, except for once. But eventually, it's one of my goals is to get a complete collection of video nasties. So, thanks to the UK, actually, thanks to your guys. The was this a Vipco one? Was this one the Vipcos? Nice. All right, I'm sure this was also a Vipco release. This here is. I want to make sure I can show that. House on the Edge of the Park. As far as, like quality of the films go, and not like in like just in a cult way, but as in like real like good acting, great soundtrack, uh overall. And this is one I'm sure Jose is not a huge fan of because oh perfect, it's a 39 title. I want to do like a list of all of them. I'm doing eventually what I'm going to do. Oh yeah, this is a classic outfit for William. This is the stuff that people really remember it for. Um, I want to do like a tier ranking of the video nasties, the first 39 at least of section one. I want to break it down and do section one, section two, and section three tier lists like live here on the channel. But this is a must. Hopefully they get more than the interviews that Code Red have. I want more than a new transfer for this. I am expecting. I'm going to go down a limb and say it, but I know that it hasn't been. Hasn't been said yet. I'm not hating on either Vingerson or Severin for this Black Friday. They've both brought their A game, John, in my opinion. There's more. It's not just a Last House ripoff. I mean, you can take it for that because there is, and well, there's more than one assault scene, but there is that portion of it. But think of it like basically you got two guys that meet up with these rich, kind of seemingly kind of like snobbish, kind of whatever type this rich crowd of kids, right? That are going off to hang out, and so the one of the guys is really he's we know he's like he's killed somebody at the beginning of the film. He's done more than killed them, and he kind of invites himself and his friend to their party, and chaos ensues. And there's a great twist at the end of it, right? So recommend not reading up on it, but if you're going to grab it, just grab it. What I am expecting here is probably more than likely because this is Severin Films, a Riz Ortolini soundtrack CD with House on the Edge of the Park. I'm calling it now. You know, I may be wrong. You know, I could be wrong, but Severin is known for doing this. They're known for putting CD soundtracks on a lot of their releases. Just look at some of their Franco stuff. Fantastic announcements, in my opinion, the Warlock. Um, but not just that. Like having stuff that having stuff like that like what's the name of it? Redemption, Retribution at Alan Horth soundtrack. I'm expecting this one here. And is anybody else like I'm not sure if anybody was there that night or if anything was said, but I'm calling it now. House on the Edge of the Park isn't going to just be the film with its releases. We're going to get a soundtrack CD disc for this one. They've worked with Riz Ortolini before. I expect a soundtrack CD for this one. If there's any title here that gets a CD soundtrack, this is going to be the one. The only one I'm only two that I'm not sure about Warlock. You're late coming in. Is Ballad and Blood. I'm kind of iffy on that one, and no interest in Forbidden Door. But the rest of them there are really good, like solid titles. In my opinion, you might be interested in both those titles. That's fantastic. But yeah, they've done Riz Ortolini soundtracks before. I wouldn't be surprised to see it. If it's the right film, I don't rebuy films often, but something along the lines of if this came out with a brand new transfer and a CD soundtrack, yes. A House on the Edge of the Park is one of the movies that I really do like. And with a Riz Ortolini soundtrack CD, that's a must like upgrade for me. I've upgraded House on the Edge of the Park from my original Shriek Show release to a Code Red release. But would I upgrade again for a CD? Hell yeah, especially a Riz Ortolini CD. Now, there's been no like certainty, like announcement said for sure that we are getting a Riz Ortolini soundtrack here. I'm just going on like they usually have a soundtrack CD and at least one of their titles. They had one in Retribution. They had one in the Franco release. I expect them to have at least one CD soundtrack here, and the only one that really stands out that could probably do that is Last House on the Last House on the Edge of the Park. Isn't it? Well, it's they're doing a good job with this one. Still cut in the UK, man. Well, there were some brutal sequences in that film. But yeah, it's a great home invasion film. If you're in home invasion films, it's brutal. I hate autocorrect because you know what? If you put a word down right, like it takes it out, but if you get a word wrong, it leaves it in there. It mocks you. So I got to bring up the other titles, but they're on Facebook. So I'm just going to put me for a second while I get the other one ready because we're going to look at the 2022 titles as well. I think it's going to be interesting to check those out. And I want to give credit to the Severin Films and Vision Picture Corp fan group because that is where I got the 2022 release title stuff from. I was not able, especially Jason, because I was not able to actually go out and find them myself. Hey there, video man, and welcome, man. Are you excited? So I'm just going to try and open up all the images into new tabs there, and then we'll look at the releases that are coming out. And I'll give you a look at the novelization of that's coming as well. So I'm going to go right here. And a few of these I have seen. They do play a few Black Manuel trailers, John, actually. I can't show it on here. I don't know why I can't because I don't get freaking monetization anyway, but still, I won't for now. Dude, Severin Video Man announced all their films that are coming out for Black Friday. We know every one of them. We're getting a new Last House on no, yeah, Last House on the Edge of the Park. We're getting a new version of that. We're getting Ballad and Blood. We're getting Night the Demon finally, the 1982 one with the Bigfoot film. A lot of cool stuff coming through. Don't Go Near the Park is coming in January. That's what I'm thinking about. Actually, I'm not sure. Actually, Don't Go Near the Park. All right, so here we go. The first one up here is The Empire Caligula, The Untold Story, or just known as Caligula, The Untold Story. Number 69, Warlock, in the Code Red catalog, by the way, is Black Candles. So we got, here's one that I think my cousin Raj is going to like. He just came in. Caligula, The Untold Story. Right? It's like a sequel to Caligula. Because you know Caligula is one of those movies that was dying for a sequel. But here it is. I'm pretty sure it's an Italian film. Yeah, I think that got a lot of people. Oh, it's from the guy from did Satan's Slave, and they're like, oh, it's the guy that did the other Satan's Slave. You're like, that's okay. But well, at least now you don't have to worry about it. Warlock, you're gonna be able to get it. Black Candle's a good release of it, and so yeah, Joe D'Amato, Epic Sleaze film, Caligula, The Untold Story. I remember this one actually, and it is fairly sleazy. An odd title, but it's a canon title. So I know some people are actually going to be excited about this. And that is Hard Rock Zombies. It's hard to hear. I did get to speak to David Hess a couple times back in the Facebook days before he passed away. Actually, uh, very nice guy. I got to say, very nice guy. This will be fun. Like, it's hard with these here kind of like horror comedy ones to like to hit that right note. I'm not sure if it's my type of thing, but I do know that this is going to have a specific audience that are going to love this. I actually don't know if this is anarchish. Yeah, there's a lot of different stuff coming up here. We got a couple like Demons, which is Demons 3. The Ogre is the title that I've seen it under. Back happened there. Yeah, they could do a whole Caligula series of films because there's a lot of them. Yeah, there's a whole ton of Caligula knockoffs. But this one here is definitely be an interesting one. And kind of looking forward to seeing this. get a good release. It's been a long time, but the last release this one got, I think, was from Shriek Show. Now, here we get into a different one again. So we got a Christopher Lee, Uncle Was a Vampire. That's definitely a different film. I'm snobby in that I use the Italian subtitles, but I listen to it both. Some depends on the mood I'm in, Johnny. To be honest with you, a lot of them like they speak in English anyway, or they like they have the Lisa English speaker speaking in English. There are a few just Frank. There definitely just Frank about a lot of movies there, John. So there's stuff left to come out. I'd have to look through my books, but we still have a lot left to come out. Because she was actually. It's it's weird. I mean, it's a different title. Look at that. Christopher Lee, Uncle Was a Vampire. This is another title too. I'm sure it does. I Miss You, Hugs and Kisses, with the great Elkie Summer, who's actual, and Donald Plon actually. Okay, so her real life, her true life, is actually probably even more fascinating than the films that she was in, because she had a husband and a boyfriend, and all three of them lived together. What I'm most excited about, like for me, like out of the gate, out of these here, I'll let you know in a second. Actually, that's a really great question, though, Ragman. Appreciate questions like that. Oh, you mean the new stuff coming out? Out of the new stuff that's coming out in 2022, Demons 3, uh, for sure. Like the new stuff coming out in 20, and Caligula 2. But Demons 3 and Caligula 2 are the biggest ones for me out of these here. I don't remember this. I'm sure I saw this one, but I don't remember it very well. And here is the somebody had won the novelization, and they put it on Facebook page. So props to them. This is Brad Carter's novelization on Night the Demon. So I want you guys to be able to see that. So this is what the book is going to look like. Looks like a nice thick, kind of easy to read novel. Brad Carter's work is actually pretty light and pretty. Oh, 100%. Demons 3 slip. Oh God, John. You know there's something coming like that. You know you're going to get one of those slips. The question is, could Severin pass up doing one of those slips? I don't think so, man. I don't think they can. Anytime they got a movie there that's remotely has like the book Warlock, the book I'm just as excited with the book as I am with the movie. Like 100%. Anytime there's something that they can put a slipcase on with another film's title, so with sequelization, it sells more copies. Look at the last sale they did. Five Days of Milan is like a kind of a history like film, a drama done by Argento. Are they releasing that? Not for Black Friday. That's for 2022, I think. 5 Days of Milan is coming out. Because the titles for Black Friday have already been announced. I barely got through Cowboys and Aliens, but I better have liked it though. But now I don't have novelization. I was unaware of that actually that they're releasing 5 Days of Milan. But I'm guessing that's when the 2022. They did Caesarea for 2022, and people have been like going through the Caesarea and finding films like and seeing where the scenes came from. But apparently, like it was just announced by Disconnected, but Disconnected by Don the Discs. I wish Disconnected was here. Actually, I'm kind of curious to see what his thoughts were on this. So let's dive over to Don. I'm going to go to Don this on my phone here and just check. I want to see if they got any poster art or anything up there for that. The Demon. 5 Days of Milan, perfect. Upcoming, also feature from the 2022 Severin Films trailer. The first clip is Dario Argento's 5 Days of Milan. Never been one of his like greatest like films. Obviously, it's never going to end with one of the greatest ones, but definitely something. Yeah, I never thought that was going to come. Like definitely completionist one. It's not like we're not talking classic Argento here, but that again, we got to understand. I have a phone uh, and a Twitter account, so it makes it really easy. um, but out of the new stuff out between Ballad and Blood, Bloody Pit of Horror, Halfway House, Black Candles, Forbidden Door, Night of the Demon, and House on the Edge of the Park. House on the Edge of the Park is my favorite out of these, though I probably would watch Night of the Demon quite a lot. It's cheesy monster fun, and I do tend to like that stuff, and I really want the novelization. I love novelizations of films, and I would like to see more companies do that, or even like with I know Arrow every once in a while will like put a gigantic box set with the Herschel and Lewis box set, for instance. Well, some of the westerns, most of the westerns are already out. Cemeteries of the Cross is already out. Arrow put that one out. Of course, I worked on some of the bigger western stuff, but with other people. So there's that as well. So those are kind of out there. Yes, see, because Argento like wrote like for like scripts for westerns and stuff like that, but he's never actually, he's never made a western or anything like that. Four Flies and Grey Velvet. Hopefully, this is a good sign for Four Flies, Jesse. Think about it for a second. So, 5 Days in Milan. It would be amazing if there was an Argento bundle that came out with Four Flies and Grey Velvet and 5 Days in Milan. Think about it for a second. That'd be awesome. Black Hounds is your number one. It's a fun release. Black Hounds is a lot of fun, and even the Code Red release had a ton of features. Well, no, that didn't have any features on it. So it would be interesting to get any features on this one. There's a bunch of features on House of Digital Park though, so those are worth looking into. So here they are right here. For those that are interested in what the Code Red ones look like. Will I be upgrading these? Yep, probably. Is that the director they're doing? Are we confirmed that Don Dohler is the director that's going in next year? If they are, I mean, that's fantastic. Way better than somebody said that they're going to do a Ray Dennis Steckler box set, and I'm like, I'm not down for that one at all. I'd rather not. Like that's. Do you think I wasn't down for Andy Milligan, and that at least has a little bit of interest to it. Ray Dennis Steckler, like there have to be some amazing special features to get me to buy a Ray Dennis Steckler box set. Amazing, amazing. You gotta have a book. You gotta have like a big documentary, films that he didn't direct. There's different things, or I use directing in the loosest terms when it comes to Steckler. Unfortunately, there is a good Ray Dennis Steckler documentary out there, like a long one too. I think. He's a hard guy to watch. I mean, like, oh, Josephine, oh, congratulations. Post Halloween sale. Wow, why'd you do a post Halloween sale? Especially right now, it's a hard time to do a sale. We'll look at it here in a second. I'll just go to VCI and just see what's there. I love VCI Entertainment stuff, but it's a wrong time to do a sale. Pre-Black Friday, November 6th sale, 60 to 85% off SRP. That's a good price. And this is like classical, older stuff too. We got like a bunch of film. Like I love these cliffhanger things, the chapter serials. I love serials. So we got some Wild West Days with Johnny Mac Brown here. Why did they call him John Mac Brown? It's Johnny Mac Brown. Gangbusters, Paul Muni, classic Birth Crypts of Plumage on here as well. Beast of the Yellow Knight's a really good one. And if you have never got into any of these, I will say this right now. Your life is not complete without watching some Carry On films. Because Carry On movies are incredible. They do like a lot of good stuff there. Like Shampoo is here. There's another Carry On collection. Another Carry On Your Convenience is actually really good. They're free on Black Friday. Dark Star, of course, is the John Carpenter. Chicane's everybody, man. Dick Tracy, the original 75th anniversary serial. That's kind of cool. I'm gonna open that up. El Bruto. Unfortunately, they got some really great Spanish films, but they're only in Spanish. Is Miss You Hugs and Kisses a Section 1 nasty? Fry, I did not know. I did not know that. Why the hell is that? Woman is murdered and her millionaire husband is accused, but is he guilty? Do you have any idea why?
Shots of hit blows and clubbings, and shorten the scene of a woman's dead body being sexually caressed.
Yeah, I can see why that would be. No, I can't actually. That's what a horrible.
That was the BBC's. When they released it in the UK, that's what was removed or edited.
To rape, stabbing, like a minute and 6 seconds. BBFC. Don't understand you. I don't understand your stuff with your issues with Doctor Who either back in the day, but hey. Okay, Summer. Drop Dead Dearest. Drop Dead Dearest is a good title. I'm surprised they didn't use that. Some people in the UK didn't import the 88 films. Just Stop His Last Orgy, so they own a banned film. That's kind of cool. So that Stop His Last Orgy, it's okay. It's not exactly the great. It's not exactly a great film, I guess. But yeah, House on the Edge of the Park, Night of the Demon, and I would say Bloody Pit of Horror and Black Candles. Those are the top 4. Those would definitely be the top 4 for me. Now, how does this compare to what Vinegar Cinema's putting out? It's definitely comparable. Trauma is still, for me, like it's the release so far that's coming out. There's some great titles here, but Trauma is still my big release for Black Friday. It's the one I'm most excited about. I'm going to have a lot of fun with Creature too. I'll definitely watch that one with my cousin Raj, It's a it's a monster movie. It's a space station alien knockoff type of film, but I really liked it. Flesh for Frankenstein definitely too. It'd be interesting to see what else is coming out. But we can take out this one here right now, Forbidden Door, because that door will remain closed. It'd be interesting to see, like, they're doing another director-oriented, like, if Vinegar Syndrome wants to do a director-oriented set that's not to Cardona, then maybe they can come back into that loop. Like, I love them both. I think they both do great stuff. Hey there, Antoine. I think they both do amazing stuff. PJ, just have a stabbing a woman in a park with a little gore, people being baseball bat down the head. That's not too like serious though. I'm not sure what the SI scene is like, but I don't know if that's like a big sequence or just a small part of the film. But it's interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see where these go where they go with these films. Hugely, Bloody Pit of Horrors, fun title. My last package, yeah, you mean the September one, right? October one, right? Yeah, I did actually. I really liked the. It's called a Jello, but it's not actually Jello double feature. That was a really good release. It's there's a difference. I mean, when it comes down between the companies, I mean, more than the slip, really, they're starting to kind of. Initially, they formed their own identities, and we were pretty sure what a Vinegar Syndrome movie was and what a Severin film was. But that's evolved over the years, especially over the last couple years. Severin has gone kind of all in when it comes to doing like these big, like director centric or big like sets, and Vinegar Syndrome hasn't quite gotten to that level yet. They've done like 3 or 4 like movie sets, but there's been no huge Arrow-esque, Criterion-esque like sets the way that Severin does. Like the Al Lamson set. Still, I have still not seen Vinegar Syndrome kind of like to dive into something kind of that massive yet. Hopefully in the future, and hopefully it's not Cardona. But because there's stuff there that could be talked about, could be done. No, I haven't reviewed I've reviewed many of the titles. I still haven't gotten through Blades. Oh, I still haven't rewatched Resurrection, which I should watch. But I got a lot of stuff that I'm doing some stuff right now for. I got some Mill Creek releases, and I've been watching through the Randolph Scott set. Which, by the way, spoiler alert, buy that freaking set. It's amazing. Um, that is so. That's what I've been watching recently, and I've been kind of like throwing out in the Vinegar Syndrome kind of in between there. So it's going to take a bit, but I'm going to try and get as much watch as I can before the end of the year because I am doing once, so this is it for Severin. So at this point, the good thing is I can start to work on my Severin report card for my Patreon channel. For those who don't know, I do report cards for all the companies at the end of the year. I started it last year. I do. I've got a lot to watch, man. I'm so behind. I I'm just waiting. Vinegar Syndrome is literally the last one I got to wait on for releases. For everything else, we know pretty much the releases for the rest of the year. So once I do that, once I got that done, then I can like focus on like doing the report card. So anybody that's into that's on my Patreon, if you're a Crimson Cult member, look forward to that because I will definitely be doing a report card video for every single company of the boutique labels and give you my honest, unadulterated thoughts on them, give you some of my top picks, some rankings of some of their top releases, and go through how I think each company did. So that I am looking forward to. I don't know. I don't have. I don't know if my dad has that like crystal plumage one or not. I got the Arrow ones. That's the edition I got, not the 4K one. I think I got the original like Blu-ray release of that. Love the movie though. A great film. So yeah, look forward to that. Look forward to the culties coming up as well on the Patreon channel. I'll be doing. I think I'm going to keep the. I've got 3 more tier list videos that I'm going to try to get done, which are the Video Nasty ones, and that's going to be on the regular channel. VCI actually has a store on Amazon. So I guess check the pricing on Amazon first, Warlock, because the VCI Entertainment has their own Amazon store. Sometimes they have sales on there, which are never announced. You just got to go on there and look at the VCI, look up VCI Entertainment stuff, and then look for the VCI Entertainment Amazon store. That's the best way to get it in Canada, because they have a Canadian store on Amazon.ca. The North Korea Godzilla movie that was made back in the 50s. Probably not. I mean, that's going to be hard to get a movie out of North Korea, unfortunately. But I guess this is pretty much it when it comes to the releases right now, and what we have to talk about. I don't want to kind of belabor a point we've done. Like, I think Yangari would be a different one. Yangari is easy to get. That's an easier one to get. That's Kino put that one out. I love when the monster gets kind of stoned, and he dances with the kid. So that's different. Yangari is a fun little film.
What was that?
Oh, Yangari. It's a monster movie from North Korea. It's like weird, but it's fun. But with all that being said, what the secret has actually, yeah, it's a good question. Are in the Vinegar Syndrome flash sale. One of them is going to be like they said it's going to be like a cable, kind of a mainstay. Something's been on cable. But the thing is, when people say stuff like that, and somebody says, "Well, Surf 2," like, "Hey there, George, welcome, man." That's stuff that came out and like in America. So what we got regular on here is not the same as what you got over there in the US. So I'm not quite sure what that's going to be. Hopefully, it's not going to be like a Surf 2 type of thing. We watched that. It was okay, but I mean, like, if we hadn't seen Surf 2, could have lived. Definitely not like not one that I recommend picking up. The other one, I definitely think it's going to be a Category 3 title. I really hope it's not Ebola Syndrome. I think it's not the right time. I think it might be a bit. I think it's a bit tasteless to do it right now. So I'm hoping it's something else, because it's a different type of one. No Scandinavian titles that I know of, but Video Man, and you should talk to them. Maybe get your stuff over there. But yeah, I got to say, I'm hoping it's not Ebola Syndrome. Some people say that it's going to be that. I'll be disappointed if that's the title. I will. I have gotten to check out the film a bit. I wasn't impressed. People say, "Well, this is crazy. Oh, look how crazy this film is." Can I be honest with you? It's a bit boring. Kind of boring. And Ricky O, that's kind of cool. See, I'd be more along the lines for something like that, Seventh Curse, something along that style. That's definitely a much better choice, in my opinion, anyway. Now I know a lot of people love that other film. I'm just not. I'm not. Gotta be honest with you guys. If there's a film that I don't like it, even if I like the company, I'm not gonna, just pretend. Oh, I like the company, so I guess I'm gonna like all their films. It just doesn't work that way. Yeah, I got the DVD for Outside of the Park, and I got a Blu-ray of that one as well, Andrew. But I'm still, think of it this way, Andrew. Possibility of Riz Ortolini CD soundtrack. And Outside the Edge of the Park got a good soundtrack. Pick films, not labels. Exactly. The same here. But fortunately, the boutique labels are putting out some of the best films right now. So that's always a good. Well, that's because really the boutique labels are the ones that are getting all this stuff. The regular labels don't care about Bloody Pit of Horror. They don't care about House on the Edge of the Park. I wish they did, but they don't. I wish I could go into my local, like Walmart or Best Buy, and see a whole bunch of like releases there, a bunch of like Arrow and Vinegar Syndrome, and Severin, and all those like and indicators, titles like that. But you're not. Tell me if you dislike one release. I don't think it does. I don't think anybody's ever said, uh, "I don't like this release." That's it. I don't like the company. Yeah, there, Mike. Yep. Actually, I'll give you my likes right now. So one of them right up there is right up there, and that is the Bloody Pit of Horror. Definitely a fun title. Ballad and Blood, iffy on that one. Yeah, they're Cobra. Iffy on Ballad of Blood. It's Ruggero Deodato. It's 2016 though. Maybe that's what's going there. I have no interest at all in Hidden Doorway. None. Not remotely. Halfway House is the Intervision title. This one I'm more interested in. I know a lot of people got into like Frankie and the Pals, but this is more my jam. I'm a huge Mary Warnoff fan. I haven't got anything from Massacre Video in quite a while, actually. Black Candles, utterly adore this film. It's sleazy as hell, but it is Jose Larraz, guys. So remember that. So if you like Jose, you know it's going to be shot well. Jose Larraz like shoots his films incredibly well, does a really great job, and definitely interested in that one. Night of the Demons is going to be a ton of fun. It's a video nasty title. You got Bigfoot ripping off certain anatomy out of a guy. Ouch. And we're getting a novelization of that one as well as a Bigfoot figurine with him holding a severed in his hands. So that's kind of interesting. And of course, for me, House on the Edge of the Park is probably my biggest one. Oh, I would kill for Sex and Zen. That would be awesome. I wouldn't like literally kill. Like I'm not going to like kill somebody for it, but that would be a good release. Um, but yeah, House on the Edge of the Park. I'm expecting, again, like they haven't said anything. I'm expecting a CD with this one. I'm expecting this is going to be the one that they drop with the CD, much like Retribution. Well, since Frankenstein's a man and Bigfoot's a monster, I'll go with. I'm not sure. Frankenstein would cut my brain out and put me into the monster. So not quite sure there. And number line, collector's line. The closest that a company's ever done to like kind of turn me off the company by release was the Cardona collection. But it didn't. I kept with the company. Yeah, that's the one I got, Mike, too, is the Code Red Blu-ray. I got the Shriek Show one as well. It had like House on the Edge of the Park, Delirium, not the ones coming out now, but the Serena Grande Delirium. And it had Joe D'Amato's, what's the name of it again? I know Severin put it out. One about the necrophilic guy. Oh, God, what's the name of it? I can't remember now. But there's 3 films on it. Oh, yeah, I think you're going to expect some nice like packages, some nice extras. Severin's extras aren't overtly long. Like you get longer extras usually now from Vincent than you do from Severin. Now that being said, the latest release, the Franco Noir release, I think that had a very long, like Stephen Thrower like interview, like a 40 to 60-minute interview from Stephen Thrower. So that's one. I wish that was on sale because that's one I'd love to get. Uncut prints and special features. That's what I want. Now that being said, I want the book. I want to. I don't. I gotta say, I gotta get one curse. I guess in for here, it won't affect. Should not affect my video because they're going to demonetize me anyway. So why not? Uh, don't fuck it up, Severin, with your book this time. Don't fuck it up with your book and saying that you can't send the book to Canada or if you do, it's got to be $100 shipping, that type of thing. That's not true. We know that's not true. You're selling the book, the other book with the 3 post-apocalyptic films to all of North America right now. So Do not come back with another one of those. We can't sell the book again. Well, because the last book they said, we can't do. Oh, we can't do that pulse. We can't do that post-apocalyptic book. It's not gonna go to Canada. But if you really want it, we'll do it for like exorbitant shipping rates. That's the only way. It's just the way things are. But yeah. Now they're selling it normal for all North America. You can go on the website and find it. So that's hopefully that means that we're now going to be able to get it. Like if I go on, like if Black Friday happens and I open up the Severin website and I see the Gregorio Diodato package, and it's there, and it's like the book and the 2 films, and it's like US only again. In the best way that I can say it is this: I will be so pissed off. So if you are a part of my Patreon, no new Franco announced, Cobra. They usually do Franco's on halfway sales. Franco's usually get on halfway sales, and Black Friday we usually get like the other titles. But you want to watch me get angry at Severin? if they screw us over with the book again, watch me get angry with Severin. Normally, but they didn't release it like with the last book. They waited till like pretty much the last minute to tell us that it was like American only. And all honesty, 9 times out of 10, Darren wants something like House or a film like that. So Ryan, basically, I always go with Arrow. That's my go with Arrow. Have I seen the Frank Noir films? Not in a long, long time. Let me put you this way, Mike. The Frank Noir films are not the sleazy films that you expect from Franco from later in his career. These are films that got Franco working with Orson Welles on Chimes of Midnight. So, like, let that sink in for a second. These are films that were impressive enough that Orson Welles, a known perfectionist, by the way, wanted to work with them. I got hit with customs this time around, guys, for my indicator stuff. My better half bought me some indicator for Christmas, and I got hit with that. But let's take a dive into Severin's website for a second and look at the releases that are coming out. I was almost out here, but you guys drove me back. Because this is coming out in January. So here's one, Raj. We got the January 2022 package, and it is 2 interesting titles that are both. One of my, they broke up my indicators into 2 packages. One package made it through and one package didn't. So I got one package already. And it's just a box set in the movie, really. And there's 2 more box sets coming. Those are the ones I had to pay for. So what are your 2 must-have releases, Psycho? That's good when it happens like that, and you're like, and you can feel like, I'm pretty cool with that. So the ones coming out are Don't Go in the House and Delirium. I don't remember this Delirium at all, like, to be honest with you. Yeah, 7 hours is going to be huge. What are you getting, Jeff? I want to know what everybody's getting from this one here. I don't know, actually. If anybody knows if Delirium's a good movie, I'll be bluntly honest. I do not remember this movie at all. I only remember the Serena Grande Delirium because that's quality filmmaking. Uh, but great features. I mean, like, Don't Go in the House as is a 2 disc cassette with an integral cut. Delirium, directed by Peter Maris. Probably at the same time that Vinegar Syndrome does theirs. They're usually the same weekend. Oh, then probably 10 to 15 catalog titles. The thing that's killing me, because I'll be honest, there's some of these that I can wait on if I don't have the money. But here's the thing. And let's just like kind of dive into this for a second. There are a couple releases that should be on the list of titles that should be on sale. I would take meetings over my job anytime. If I ever get over your way, Video Man, you got to put me in the background scene in the movie. That's what we get. Yeah, I don't remember anything about it at all, to be honest with you. Like, if I did, I will definitely let you guys know. Uh, but early in the year, I'm trying to get to these releases now. Just put it like Nosferatu in Venice. You put it the Girdler films, William Girdler films. It's Santa Sangre on 4K, and you put it 2 Alex de Iglesias films on 4K. So these are all going to be getting like. These should all be on the sale. That's Central Park Night the Demon. That tends to be the consensus. Like Grizzly's here. I definitely want Grizzly. I want Day of the Animals. I would love to get Pretty Little Dragon, Day of the Beast. So if these come out, like if they got like good prices on these, it's gonna be $25. Let's see, because it says 35 here, but it's $49.95. Let's give them almost $25, so that's half off. So let's look here for a second at that as well. So there we go, $49.95. Well, Manitou was put out by Scream Factory, actually, Coach. It's a movie I'm thinking about. But what price do we have here for Day of the Animals? Regular SRP price. So $40, give me $20. Not too bad. Standard release should be a little less for Grizzly. 35, so it's going to be, what was that? Not 20, 17.50, right? I think so. But there's a lot of cool stuff, and they always put on like merchandise on for really cheap. Nosferatu in Venice is here. I don't know if I would have to get the slipcover edition of this one because I'd be good with the regular edition. I just really want this film. Some people didn't like this one. I really like Nosferatu in Venice. That was a really fun film. We got Donald Pleasance, Christopher Plummer in here as well. So yeah, I did dig this one. But there's a lot more interesting stuff, a lot more stuff that piques my interest with the Severin back catalog than the Vinegar Syndrome back catalog. With Vinegar Syndrome, I want to get like the VSAs. I want to just get caught up on my VSAs. But that's a bit. So it'll depend. I really can't, like right now, like as I said at the beginning of this video here, I got a sick kitty cat, and that's what this entire video is for. Is like, if you want to hit the donation link, that's where the donation's going to my kitty, Mr. Scaredy. So those things take priority. So basically, I had a Christmas gift for myself that was pre-ordered that was supposed to come out next week, actually. But because normally I'm worried uh, that you never know when it comes to animals what's going to happen. So I canceled it. I said, priorities. It's not to sound great a bit. This was going to be expensive, isn't it? 59. It's going to be like $30 for that one. Oh, unfortunately, Dungeon, that was a big point. Aside from the Severin thing, that was the point behind this video. Like, to be bluntly open. So you see, we still got Beyond the Darkness here. We don't have Cruel Jaws anymore. We got Beyond the Darkness. It's not with that slipcover, that exclusive slipcover, but still, if you want to get the film, it's still there. John Russo's Midnight. I'm not quite sure how far back this one is, so I'm not sure if that's under the halfway off stuff or not. It's an okay film. Not my. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. Is that September? Oh, it's definitely not going to be on sale then, because it goes back 6 years. Well, my kids are in Halifax. I want to get like one from them as I want to get one like basically I would like to get them on a video, or at least maybe not video as much as a podcast. I'd get them on a podcast. Which Delirium is better, 1972 or 1979? The 1980s one was Serena Grande. And for those that don't know who, here, hopefully I can do this without getting like. Don't have a new. This is the 1987 movie cover for Delirium by Serena Grande. That's the best Delirium, man. That's the best Delirium. All right. And with that being said, guys, my name is Aaron. Over there's my cousin Raj on the side there. Upstairs is my better half with my little kitty, and my other kitty cat is right there. So, as always, thank you so much for coming in. You guys are awesome. You guys rock. And excited about the sale. We'll be doing more on Severin, more on Vinegar Syndrome. I'll keep you updated with everything. And costs nothing to be kind. Be kind to others. Be kind to yourself. You do deserve it. And as always, right here in the Cult Cinema, there is always another movie. Tonight, there is Seven. The Severin 7. See you soon. And hope you guys have enjoyed your weekend. Because my work day sucked ass. See you soon.